The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Hockey New Zealand in association with Sentinel Homes, Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Sky Sport, your home for hockey, and Sport New Zealand. The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League, live.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Hamilton, where it's a gloriously sunny day, I wish, for finals day of the Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League for 2020. And first up, we have the bronze medal match, playoff for third and fourth between the Hauraki Mavericks and the Southern Alpiners. And then at 2 o'clock this afternoon, we'll have the grand final between the Northern Tridents and the Central Falcons. Yes, unfortunately, we've got a wet day today. It's a complete reversal to what we had yesterday with a gloriously sunny and nice and mild day. Today it is a bit cooler, around 15, 16 degrees, and there is steady drizzle falling at the moment. It's expected to be with us for quite some time. Fingers crossed we might get it lifting mid-afternoon, maybe halfway through the second match. So the Hauraki Mavericks and the Southern Alpiners about to get cracking for third place. Sam Charlton, one of our great Black Sticks players of all time, just recovering from injury, is with me for finals day today. Great to have you along again, Sam. And these games are going to be really interesting because I think all four teams have really, they're getting better as the weeks have gone by.
Yeah, I think we can expect quite tight matches today. Obviously, we saw the Alpiners come away with their first win yesterday, and so kind of starting to hit their stride a little bit, and the Mavericks just slowly getting better every game. So yeah, I think both contests today will be pretty tight. Yes,
the Alpiners finally got on the board yesterday with a win over the Tridents. The Mavericks team come into this with 2 wins, a draw and 3 losses. They're going to be captained by number 4, Liz Thompson. Sitting out today is number 11, Kendra Pert-Anderson, and number 20, Tori Anderson. So Sophie Morrison comes back into the squad today, and all this team has 11 Black Sticks that have played for the Vantage Black Sticks, and just under 800 caps amongst the team. So plenty of experience, but they've only scored 7 goals in their matches, the Mavericks. Perhaps that's where they've just been lacking a touch. Southern Alpiners, here is their team. They're going to be captained today by Fran Davies, number 12. They come in with a win over the Northern Tridents, as I touched on yesterday. 7 Black Sticks, including Olivia Merry, the best, or the goal scorer, the best goal scorer we've ever produced in our New Zealand hockey team. And she's been in pretty good form, not seeing the ball much through this tournament, but she's banged in 4 goals. When she's on the ball, she's been as good as ever, hasn't she, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you get her the ball, she's able to create opportunities and finish those goals off, win PC. So I think the Alpiners need to make sure that they're playing in a way that they can get her the ball frequently throughout the game. Exactly,
and that's always been the challenge for the Alpiners. Much relies on Mary and Fran Davies, who's been in excellent form at the back too. She's been a real steady hand, and they've been sharing the captaincy of the Southern Alpiners. So there we are. They have 7 Black Sticks players in their lineup. And the other thing is, this is the last opportunity for players to impress the national selectors, who will be confirming a national squad for the Vantage Black Sticks on the 16th of December. The coach, we had a chat to Graham Shaw the other day, and that's when he's announcing the team. But I think the team is being organised before then. That's when it's going to be publicly released. So there is still a lot to play for a lot of fringe Black Sticks players here, Sam.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's the last day, but sometimes it's the most important. It's the kind of opportunity that the selectors have to see the players under a little bit of pressure. You know, you've had the round robin games, but yesterday and today in particular, those sort of high-pressure games, high-pressure moments. So good to see how some of those young girls, go along today.
Yes, indeed. All right. Thankfully, that rain has just eased off a little bit as we welcome the umpires onto the pitch for this clash. Kelly Hudson from Tauranga, who's off to Tokyo 2021 for the Olympic Games next year. Kelly Ann Foskin is also going to be the other umpire. She's from North Harbour. Kelly Hudson from Tauranga. So let's have a look at the Hauraki Mavericks. Alice McElroy Foster and Grace O'Hanlon are the goalkeepers. Lulu Tui Lotolava who's been in pretty good form, is wearing 3. She's played 13 games for the Vantage Black Sticks. Liz Thompson captaining the team once again today, a Rio Olympian. Ali Hunt wearing 5, a solid defender. Julia King, versatile player, both at the back and the midfield. Maddie Dow, Taylor White, midfield players, both have played for the Vantage Black Sticks, as has Alia Jacks, who's been playing particularly well. Good stick work from her in recent matches. Ava Zylstra, number 10, a New Zealand under-21s player from last year. Kim Tanner, 35 games for the Vantage Black Sticks. She's wearing number 12. Sophie Morrison, Lydia Woods, Amelia Marlowe, all underage representatives for New Zealand. Taryn Davey wearing 16. She's been sharing the captaincy of this team with the Hauraki, with Liz Thompson. Rose Cadell's been getting into good form. She's wearing 17. Debuted for the Black Sticks all the way back in 2012. And the team is rounded out by Alex Luke and Amy Robinson, who scored a cracking goal yesterday, and Brianna Catley. So that is the Hauraki Mavericks team. Two keepers in the Alpiners team are Kirsty Nation and Sasha Masters, both underage reps for New Zealand. Phoebe Steele and Olivia Mary both have played for the Vantage Black Sticks, and Mary hardly needs any introduction. Of course, she's the leading goal scorer of all time. Anna Crowley's been in solid form, the under-21s representative from 2019. Tessa Jopp, 23 games for the Black Sticks. She just wandered past wearing the white headband. Georgie Mackay-Stewart, Amelia Calder and Leah Butt, young players on the rise. Belinda Smith, an Aucklander who's been playing for the Southern Alpiners. Hayley Cox is wearing 11. Fran Davies, the captain today. 78 games for the Black Sticks, debuted in 2016. Jessie Anderson and Kat Tinning, both been in good form for the Alpiners. Busy midfield players. Brittany Wang and Emily Wyme and Margot Willis all up front, as is Isabella Ambrosius, who scored 2 goals of the 8 that the Alpiners have scored. And the team is rounded out by Charlotte Lee. The coach of the Alpiners on the left there is Aaron Ford, and Mark Borges, the coach of the Mavericks. And the match will begin right after this.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Here we go. We're all set for a start now here at the Gallagher Hockey Centre in Hamilton. It's The battle for third and fourth in the 2020 Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League between the Southern Alpiners and the Hauraki Mavericks. It's going to be the Alpiners with the first possession. These two teams have met twice before. Mavericks have won both games, winning the first one 3-2, and winning the second 1-0. And straight away, Jesse Anderson into the circle. There's an opportunity. It's just eluded Olivia Merry. And Job chasing this one down is Alex Lucan. Gives the ball to Liz Thompson. Yes, the Mavericks winning the first game 3-2, and the Alpiners actually led 2-0 at halftime in that game. That was a feature of their matches earlier in this league, where they get the first goals of the game, Sam, and they just couldn't go on with it.
Yeah, they've been a bit unlucky, and it doesn't do much for the confidence. So I think, when they kind of got up in that first quarter, I think that would have given them a lot of confidence going into today's game.
And that second game, the Mavericks won 1-0. There was a cracking goal by Liz Thompson in that match. Reverse stick shot as she powered into the circle. It was a terrific goal. So those two wins the Mavericks have been their only wins of the competition. So they'll be wanting to complete the hat-trick of victories today. There's Tanner, powers it forward to Julia King, who's been in good form. Now Lucan rather is after that one, but she can't catch up with that. This rain is quite constant, unfortunately, for the players today.
Yeah, I think despite the rain, you can still see a lot of smiles on the faces of the players down there, but you kind of just have to get on with it, even though it doesn't make for a great game of hockey when it's super wet. What
adjustments do players need to make when it's this wet, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, it sort of depends on how the turf holds up. If you start to see a little bit of flooding, you might see slightly different skill sets, like a lot more aerial balls, sort of those lifted pushes off the ground, because the turf does slow down a bit, makes it a bit more difficult to sweep and hit the ball. A bit of a shorter game too, so less of those long passes, kind of more of those short combinations, which does actually make for pretty good hockey. So we'll see how it kind of unfolds.
Well, both teams have been playing nice, expansive games. 7 goals the Mavericks have scored. No one's actually scored more than 1 goal in their team. And Mary has scored 4 of the 8 goals for the Alpiners, with Ambrosius getting a couple, 2. And Mary wandering over to take this one. Hasn't seen a lot of ball, Olivia Mary, but she's been right on the money with everything she's done. And there was an example of that. It was a great cross.
Yeah, I think just something that a lot of the teams have probably got in the habit of just not having anyone on that far post. I'd like to see today that less of those girls are sort of creeping across the circle and maybe just positioning themselves on the far post. I think a few goals have gone begging that have just sailed past there and haven't had any players just to touch them in.
So the free hit goes to the Mavericks. They have the opportunity to move it out here, but there's some pressure coming up on this defensive line on Thompson and Tanner. Ms. Liz Thompson hasn't timed that one particularly well.
Yeah, you can see the Alpiners just wanting to apply quite a bit of pressure early with that central striker, so it does mean that the Maverick defender has to make a decision pretty early about what kind of outlet they're going to do. So a lot of pressure coming on from the Alpiners early on.
Tinning back to Davies. And now the Alpiners come through. That's a just overcooked that past Jesse Anderson. Right idea though. Davey back to Tanner, who's standing very deep again. Chop a little physical there.
Yeah, again, you can just see that pressure coming on from the Alpiners. They're wanting to isolate those Maverick defenders, so it's going to be really important that those midfielders from the Mavericks really offer up a pass for those defenders, otherwise they're going to find themselves in the circle with nowhere to go.
Yeah, and that's never good. Here's Tanner with the free hit. Now pressure on Thompson. Tinning gets the free hit. Good tackle there. Really good tackle from Maddie Dow. But Tinning has it again. So a few turnovers. Dow again. Lucan. Here's Tanner. Davey playing over on that left side as Jax turns effectively to Talava. This is good passing from the Mavericks.
Yeah, lovely passing. They've almost strung 9 or 10 passes together.
And it's great. They're in the circle now. And that was a pretty decent reverse stick cross there from Davey, but cut out by Davies. And Mary gives it a good thump, and that's a pretty decent ball to Wang. Now there's a player open in the middle. She can get it to her, but Lucan was there. Just couldn't quite get that angle on the ball to Willis.
Yeah, a bit of an opportunity there for the Alpiners, but great running back from Alex Lucan and a very important intercept.
Speaking of intercepts, now there's been a collision, and Anderson and I think it's, who's that over there? Jax. Yeah, she's just struggling a little bit, but they seem to be both okay. They're going to run that off. So Davies to play it. Smith. Leah Butts on now. Gets a nice little pass back. Good defending. And there's another tangle of bodies. And umpire Hudson says that's going to be Mavericks ball.
Yeah, we've had a couple of collisions already, so it looks like we can expect a nice physical contest. But it's kind of what you want, you know, bronze medal, silver medal, gold medal games. But a physicality.
Yeah, it's a good edge to this game, which is good. Cadell. Chance for her to run and deliver a good ball. That's White. Hunt for the Mavericks, right between two players' legs there, and now chasing through for the Mavericks is Catley. So a few turnovers at the moment.
Yeah, a little bit messy as both teams sort of start to settle in to the game. I think probably the water and the wet turf and the wet sticks probably has a little bit to do with that as well. Just takes you a while to sort of adjust your skill set a little bit to the conditions.
Davies to Anderson. Nice little ball there, and coming through again is Steele. Got a good little crowd that's here at Hamilton today. I can go over there and see. It's good to see a few hardy souls.
Very dedicated in the conditions that we have today.
Well, it's easy to stay inside and look through the window, isn't it? But it looks like there's more people outside than in, which is good. Morrison brings it back here. And the Mavericks will build once again as Hunt now has drifted over to the left. Tanner, she's been done just locking down that central defensive position. Thinking about running and playing it, all cut out by Fran Davies, who's collided with her own player.
Yeah, it was really well read by Fran there. Just unfortunate that one of her other Alpiners players was in the way when she was trying to outlet it.
White tries to go right through the middle, wins the ball again. Cadell's with her. Oh, Cadell left it, and in the end it was intercepted nicely. Now the Alpiners come away as that rain just gets a little bit heavier. Talava going back there, but this is a fantastic run coming in from Tinning. She's into the circle. Penalty corner's been conceded by the Mavericks. Well, Kat Tinning was a probing run there.
Yeah, lovely work by Kat. She carried that from almost the halfway, I think, and a couple of strong challenges coming through from the Mavericks defenders, but able to stay really strong on the ball. Didn't take her stick off the ball when she got into the circle, so really well done to win a PC there.
Well, first penalty corner of the game, and the Alpiners, as I touched on, have scored 8 goals in the tournament, but only 1 has come from a penalty corner.
Yeah, I think that was yesterday when they went for the little variation. They've been using Liv Mary with that straight hit. She's got a nice powerful hit, but she's not on the field, so we might be able to expect to see maybe a flick from Phoebe Steele, or we've got Fran Davies up there who's got a nice sweep hit on her.
Yeah, Ambrosius scored that goal yesterday. So Davies makes the best out of a bad situation there. Don't think that was delivered or executed as well as I would have liked.
No, possibly the pull coming up a little bit crooked and putting Fran under a little bit of pressure to deliver that ball.
McElroy Foster is in goal at the moment for the Mavericks, so no Grace O'Hanlon at the moment. McElroy Foster getting an opportunity, the keeper from the under-18s last year.
Yeah, and it's great to see some of those younger keepers getting that experience. I think Alice started yesterday's game as well against the Falcons, and she made some really good saves, so good to see her getting a bit of game time.
Thompson, she'll find space where there shouldn't be any, and there was a great example of that, and a cracking pass into Morrison, but some good defending there from the Alpiners.
Yeah, that's been a feature of their game throughout the week. They've had a really strong defensive unit, the likes of Fran Davies and Tessa Jop and Leah Budd at the back, so I think they're going to make it very difficult for the Mavericks to get through today.
Tinning, who went on that surge before, and now this time she passes directly to Brittany Wang. Right on circle's edge, but again, some good tackling, this time by the Mavericks. Well, that was taken quickly, maybe too quickly, by the Alpiners. By Amelia Calder. Still no score with just under 5 to play. King. That's 5 in the first quarter. Charlotte Lee over to Jop. It's nicely taken away, but Jop. Oh, here comes a card. And a green card has been given to Tessa Jop.
Umpires setting the tone early there.
Yes.
Those strong tackles.
3 rather loud shrills on the whistle by the umpire. So the Mavericks have a 1-player advantage for the next couple of minutes.
I think this will really suit the Mavericks. They like to move the ball around the field, shift it from side to side. So if they do have that one extra player, I think it'll help them just open up the Alpiners' defence a little bit more.
Ooh, White just couldn't get that touch to create the opportunity. So the Alpiners have the option to clear. Mary. Nice pass from Olivia Mary. And this is Tinning again, who wants to run with the ball. Let's get some support from Cox. And that pass right to the corner. Yes, nothing like playing in the rain. Imagine the old days playing on grass, Sam.
Would have been even worse. Not my favourite to play in the rain, but unfortunately it's just a feature of hockey being a predominantly winter sport in New Zealand. You have to play in the rain probably more often than not.
Well, slightly awkward bounce there for Kirsty Nation. Yes, if we were playing on grass, that'd be cancelled today, wouldn't it? Oh, there's a sweep into the circle. It's Tinning. It's been hounded by Rose Cadell. Tinning showing out nicely in this game. She's 24 years of age. 4 games for New Zealand.
Yeah, she's had a few good carries through the middle. She started really well and actually been a pretty dominant midfielder for the Alpiners. So I think they need to look to get her the ball, maybe support her a little bit more.
Here's a chance for Davey. Shot on target, saved by Nation. Thompson did well to create that opportunity for Taryn Davey. But the Alpiners have done well to nullify that threat. Tanner. Oh, that's swapped up by Anderson. Tanner. Thompson. Tui Lutalava. Rose Cadell up front. Wins the free hit. Just one player in the circle. Now Tui Lotalava goes forward now. King is up there too. Thompson looking for movement. In the end, decides to play it back to Davey, and now Tanner. Well, it's deflected off Davies. And it will be a free hit for King. Cadell. Just able to play it down. We're in the last minute of the first quarter now. It's Davey. Plays it to Davies. Not much goes past Fran Davies, I've noticed, in the 2 weeks we've had this tournament, Sam.
Yeah, she's been a really key part of that Alpiners defence, playing sort of in that free man position. So just mopping up those balls that come through, whether it's an intercept or a tackle. I think, she's made some really strong and important intercepts and tackles. So, yeah, she's had a couple of good weeks.
And she seems to have enjoyed the move to the Alpiners, because normally she'd be playing for the Mavericks, wouldn't she? And there was the slight draft system that Hockey New Zealand had to mix and spread the talent around a bit.
Yeah, I think she might have had a little bit of disappointment at the start. Obviously, a lot of those Mavericks players are girls she grew up with. But she spent a little bit of time down in Christchurch playing a little bit of club hockey there this year during the early parts of the year. So she's fitting in super well. And
that is the end of the first quarter. So we've had no goals in it. Pretty even match so far between these two. These two previous games between these teams have been close. Only a goal in it. And it looks like this one's heading the same way. It's nil all. Oh, sorry. It's nil at quarter time.
Even if you don't know.
All right, so nil all is the score. And once again, the coaches, how do you think, firstly, Aaron Ford, the coach of the Alpiners, will be as he thinks back and reflects on that first quarter?
I think he'll be happy with the Alpiners press. They've made some really nice turnovers, but I think when the Alpiners midfielders get the ball, you know, the likes of Kat Tinning and Jessie Anderson, they probably just need a little bit more support from behind. So can their wing halves get up a little bit more to support them? They're trying to make a few searching passes forward, but it's difficult to connect with a strong defensive unit from the Mavericks.
Pretty even on the stat sheet too, isn't it? Just a shot on goal each. One penalty corner to the Alpiners. Circle entries pretty even, but the Mavericks dominating possession. But we've seen this through the tournament, and this is what Mark Borges has been kind of dealing with all the way through here. They're getting plenty of possession, but it's actually turning it into meaningful opportunities, which has been challenging for them.
Yeah, they play a really nice style of hockey. Like, they pass the ball around a lot. They're able to string 7, 8, 9, 10 passes together sometimes, but just lacking probably that connection in that final third. I think you can hear him during the first quarter asking for more movement from the midfielders, and you can see that some of those strikers do rotate in with the midfielders, and they're trying to create a little bit more confusion to sort of disrupt that Alpiners defence. But yeah, I think just a bit more care maybe from some of those attacking players to make sure that they do turn them into meaningful opportunities.
So 0-0 the score. Don't forget, at 2 o'clock we'll have the grand final, and that will be between the Northern Tridents and the Central Falcons. The Falcons did top the table, so they are the number 1 seed, and the Tridents in there too. And of course, Stacey Mickelson, she only played 3 games for the Tridents, been on fire. How good was she in that last game that she played? Didn't play yesterday in the loss to the Alpiners. Saving the legs for today, Sam.
Yeah, she scored a bucket load of goals in not many games, and she's probably got a couple more to come.
There's a beautifully timed shot right on the edge of the circle by Julia King, but the keeper was spot on there. Really good effort from King to time the shot, because it has to go into the circle first, remember, and then well saved by Kirsty Nation. And now here comes Wang. Free hit is conceded by Maddie Dow.
Yeah, it was a difficult skill that Julia executed then, the one-time reverse shot, and kind of can sometimes catch the goalkeeper on their toes. So Kirsty Nation did really well there to be ready for it.
Well, Nation's been right in the right spot for both shots on goal now that the Mavericks have had. There's a good tackle, good interception from Cadell. Only Amy Robinson with her. 4 Alpiners players getting back. And that's been lifted by Cadell.
Yeah, I think that's where we need some support from some of those defensive midfield players. So as Rose is carrying the ball there, just someone to run up and behind her so she can drop the ball drop the ball back because it's difficult to kind of attack 4 defenders with only 2 attackers.
Yeah, that's when you're just praying for some support, aren't you? You get excited by making a great stop.
Yeah.
And then, holy smoke, there's none of my teammates around me. Now, Mary's done great here. Dangerous ball into the circle. And unfortunately, Charlotte Lee has just conceded that free hit as she tried to get the ball back. Great little pass, though, from Mary, wasn't it?
Yeah, strong through there. It's just a shame that we couldn't quite convert it in the circle, and I think that's been the feature of sort of both teams' games so far, is being able to get the ball into that attacking third, but not quite able to convert to meaningful opportunities. So just maybe a bit more patient, taking a bit more time on the ball.
That's Davies whacking the pass, and Mary was the target of that one-toucher. Long corner. Mavericks come away. Kings lost it, though. Jop back on there. Remember, she was green carded earlier. Now Anderson loves to run with the ball. Dow has dispossessed her, and Anderson has it back. Great work from her. Still there. Mary couldn't control it. Mavericks have it. And they can clear now. Maybe. Cadell helping her team back deep in the field. And there's Tanner firing it out to Maddie Dow. Some good pressure coming here from the Alpiners.
Yeah, making it really difficult for the Mavericks to get out. Unfortunately, just a little infringement there means that gives them the opportunity. You can just see a couple of skill areas. The rain and the wet sticks makes it really difficult to control the ball, and so you do start to see the ball slip off the stick a little bit. So
here's Amy Robinson. It's a good pass. Lovely pass down to Catley. She's on her lonesome. I guess the stick grip too would be challenging when it's wet too, Sam.
Yeah, some players actually elect to change the grip that they use in the wet. So in the changing rooms before the game, they might put a different kind of tape on their stick because it just does a little bit better in the wet. So yeah, everyone tries to adjust as the best as they can because it does make it quite difficult.
Anderson powering down that left edge, trying to find Brittany Wang, but in the end, the Mavericks survive once more.
You can also see the Alpiners are doing a really good job at keeping the Mavericks on the left side of the field. I don't think we've seen the ball really move over this way for the last 5 minutes or so, and it's always a lot easier to attack down your right. So Mavericks doing a really good, Alpiners doing a really good job of keeping the Mavericks on the left side there.
This is Jop. Nice turn. Tinning was the target of that pass. Couldn't find her, so the Mavericks will get possession. Alpiners win the free hit. Nicely gathered by Phoebe Steele, who's off and running. Steele. Still in the corner here. Wins a long corner. Smith to take it. And back it goes to Anna Crowley. Crowley has it again. Davies. This is Leah Butt. Good pass to right on the corner there. But the Mavericks have got it. And Liz Thompson. Plays pretty smart, Liz Thompson, doesn't she? Just tried to play for the bring out pass and worked out nicely there.
Yeah, she's not phased having the ball on the back line with a couple of attackers around her. She knows just to use her body, use her skill, put it on a foot and just win a free hit. She's pretty calm, cool, calm, collected customer back there.
It's good play from Jackson now. Davey got a good go here on the left. Couldn't quite get control there from Brianna Catley. New Zealand under-18s player. NHL winner with Auckland last year. Playing for the Mavericks. Younger players would have really enjoyed this last couple of weeks too, playing with the established Black Sticks too, Sam. Get out a lot, don't they? Younger players out of playing with Really experienced international players.
Yeah, absolutely. I certainly remember my first sort of National League experience when I was a young school kid. And yeah, you learn heaps. There's so much to learn from some of those older players, and you don't always get the opportunity. You know, club hockey, we're not always around to play club hockey. We have been a little bit this year, but yeah, I think they'll be really enjoying just picking up some knowledge, skills and wisdom from those players around them. It's a cool experience.
Here's Ilstra, one of those younger players. White does a good job to keep it in, but all she's done is play it to Leah Butt. Davies. That rain just eases off. Good ball from Willis. Out over there is Steele, this time trying to weave some magic on the right-hand side. Now the Alpiners come into the circle. Players there as well. Job can't control it. And now Cadell locks sticks with Smith.
Keen to try and get away quickly there. Stick had been tangled with Belinda's, which she wasn't happy about. So trying to get the game moving quickly, get that tempo up.
Here's Butt again to inbound it for the Alpiners. Still 7 minutes to play in the second quarter. No goals. Not many shots on target in this contest so far. Anderson. Now Davies switching out to the right. Catley's done a good job there to halt the momentum and win the ball, in fact. Oh, she's done really well there, Sharks, to keep it in field. See if something comes out of this. White plays it to Zylstra, and now King. And now the Mavericks will settle it down at the back through Marlowe. Thompson. Zylstra just couldn't keep it in.
There's some nice patterns of play that both teams are trying to work towards. You know, they're passing the ball in the middle and getting out wide again, but just maybe that first touch, the accuracy of the pass, just those really little things, sort of letting both sides down at the moment. So if they can just work on maybe slowing it down, getting the first touch, nice accurate pass, I think it'll really help them.
Well, there's a timely little stick from Sharks there. Two players open. Well, in fact, it's come straight off that Alpiners stick. So Sharks, who's great with the ball at her feet. But that's nicely anticipated by Crowley.
You can just see the game start to open up a little bit more space through the midfield. Obviously, fourth game in 5 days for the girls, so the fatigue will be starting to settle in a little bit, so you can expect to see the game open up a little bit more.
That was great from Cadell, but again Davies who's so often been in the right spot for the Alpiners, cleared it away for them. Good to see Rose Cadell getting more involved in the games in the last 2 to 3 days.
Yeah, she's been coming back from a little hamstring niggle, and she's up there playing striker at the moment, which I don't think she'll be too familiar with. It's been a fair few years since she's been up there, but I think she'll just be enjoying being back on the pitch, and she loves attacking, so I think she'll really be enjoying it.
Well, Sharks put herself body on the line now. Here come the Alpiners through a run from Anderson, and also just fell for Ambrosius there, but she couldn't get a shot away. But the Alpiners will keep the pressure on. Smith feeds Willis, and Steele will play it back to Crowley. Now Mackay Stewart. Called up wide on this left side. It's a nice pass to Cox. Tanner, though, as we see so often, nice composed play from her at the back. No panic in that head. Alpiners happy to just keep knocking it around with 4 to play in this first half. Smith. quite catch up with that one.
Yeah, again, you can see lovely patterns, good ball movement, just that final pass letting them down. And I think, if they can get that right, I think they'll create some really good opportunities. They've had the Mavericks under pressure here for a good few minutes, and it's making it difficult for them to get out.
Hunt gets rid of Ambrosius, and she continues her run, Ellie Hunt. But she's finally been dispossessed. Couple of subs being made. Smith comes off, so does Steele for the Alpiners. Jumps over the ball, but gets another chance. That's a good strong tackle from King, wasn't it? And now Amy Robinson. Cadell trying to get into a good position. Nice pass from Robinson. Cadell trying to play it into a foot, but that's good defending once more from the Alpiners, and now the space is opened up for them. Wyam. Mary up front there. 3 or 4 players back there for the Alpiners. This could open up here for Wyam. Nice pass crossed in, but Tanner, it's straight to her. Mary was the target.
Again, it's those free defenders just making all those intercepts at the moment. Both teams there having actually a really good attacking opportunity, outnumbering the defence, and then just that defender sitting in the circle picking up that ball. So both teams probably need to think a little bit about just the way they're entering the circle. Can they change their angle or get a player in front of that person that's making that intercept, because not quite able to create those opportunities at the moment.
Well, let's see what happens in these last 2 minutes. Whether either team can improve in that area. Anderson again, he's been great on the ball in this game, but just as I say that, like a millisecond later, she's lost it. And that's come off Mary, so it will be Mavericks ball. Julia King's had a strong tournament. Davey back to King. Nice pass. Now Cadell. Talking 3 experienced Black Sticks players combining there. Cadell with a bit of a run in the middle, but she just eluded her. And Job can clear.
Yeah, good 3D skills there from Rose Cadell. You can just see her lifting the ball up over the 6 of the defenders, but again, just not able to find that person in the circle to connect with and make that pass.
Davies. Calder. Oops. Jacks has it. Good pass. Lucan. Oh, just couldn't link up with Thompson. That could have been really interesting.
Yeah, and from a turnover situation, you've seen a lot of the goals scored in this tournament from some of those strikers making those turnovers in the press, and you can see Alia making the tackle there and nearly creating a good opportunity.
And now, these last seconds of the first half, Thompson and Davey close it out. So another scoreless 15 minutes, but it's been a tight contest. Do you get the feeling that there might only be 1 goal in this contest? It's been very even between these 2 teams. It's half-time here in the 3rd and 4th place playoff match, and it's 0-0 between the Mavericks and the Alpiners.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more, and go further. Now available with the Ford Assured Future Value Finance offer. Simply pick your payment plan and at the end of the term, choose if you want to keep your Ford Escape, return your Ford Escape, or upgrade to a new Ford. Easy. Ford. Bring on tomorrow.
So, Egypt, exciting.
It's been my lifelong dream to see the sunrise over the pyramids. Oh, it's silly, really.
Not at all. The room, it must be 502.
We need our parents to be more supportive
so we can go out there and have some fun.
We're on a mission to find some of our most famous sport parents.
To give our parents some helpful advice.
So do you think he'll be able to help us out?
Absolutely. When I played sport, it was all about having fun.
Talk about the effort they win and not about the fact that they won the game.
Try and encourage our kids to get involved in as many sports as possible.
We want to build kind, strong, resilient athletes.
They see and watch your behaviour all the time. They see everything.
You know, don't pressurise them and trying to make them improve too quickly.
Kids coming in with a lot of overtraining injuries.
They're not supposed to know how to have the winning mindset at the age of 12.
If they come off that field or come off that court with a smile on their face, then I'm a happy man.
We came up with 10 golden rules for being an awesome sport parent.
To check them out, go to besportive.kiwi.
Yes, it's a wet old day in Hamilton. Welcome back for our coverage of the third and fourth place playoff game at the 2020 Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League. We've got no score between the Mavericks and the Alpiners. 2 shots on goal, just 3 shots on goal in the contest. 1 penalty corner. Circle entries not perhaps as high too as they have been, and that possession stat is evened right up. All in all, it's been a very even game so far. Sam?
Yeah, I think a lot of the games actually been played in the middle of the field, and we have had some really nice dynamic play, a lot of good ball movement, but just not able to kind of convert those into shots on goal or PCs. So I think both teams will be looking to see how they can do that for the second half.
So there are the CCL Stats Central on the scoreboard. Let's get some halftime reaction now and throw it down to Matt Williams from Hockey New Zealand.
Aaron Ford, head coach of the Southern Alpiners. Some difficult conditions out there today. What impact's that having on your game plan?
Not much, actually. It's the turf's nicely wooded. It's although we do like the sunshine, it does give you patches of dry turf. So it's there's no excuses about the conditions out there, and I think it's helped us to play some pretty good hockey. So enjoying it.
And it's a pretty tight affair so far. What are you looking for from your side in the second half?
Some goals, love some goals. I mean, we're actually playing some really good hockey and creating heaps of chances. We just need to be a little bit better in that circle, but it's positive we're getting there. So yeah.
All right. Thank you and good luck for the second half.
There we are. That was Aaron Ford, the coach of the Alpiners. Yes, it's a day for the Brollies. Still not really any sign of this weather lifting. As we head back to Matt now, and we have some reaction from the Hauraki Mavericks.
Mark Borges, head coach of the Hauraki Mavericks. What was the key message that you gave to the side heading into today's match?
We could see that the Alpiners are actually controlling the game a little bit more than we do. So we know where to fix it. It's definitely, we need to deal better with their press and have more movement with our midfield. So challenge them more, maybe reach our strikers directly. So let's see if we can implement that.
And you've constructed quite a few opportunities in the first half. How do you convert that in the second half into points on the scoreboard?
It's a bit of a turnover game, I would say. So you see a lot of personal mistakes. So if we can just get those basics a bit better and just pass more forehand to forehand, I'm pretty confident that we will convert those opportunities and go home with a win.
Thanks and good luck for the second half.
Thank you.
Yes, there we are. That's Mark Borges, coach of the Hauraki Mavericks. And we can remind you, of course, that they have beaten the Alpiners twice already in this competition. 3-2 in round number 1 and 1-0 in the second round. The Alpiners did lead 2-0 at half-time in that first game, but conceded 3 second-half goals. And Mavericks just getting the 1 in that second-round match to Liz Thompson. So don't forget, we've got the second half coming up in this contest in just a moment. And then at 2 o'clock, we'll be back for the grand final. The Central Falcons against the Northern Tridents. Kayla Whitelock against Stacey Mickelson. Always a great matchup. And that is going to be some contest, Sam. I'm not going to put you on the spot and get you to pick a winner. But, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Both teams have that lovely balance of experience and those exciting youthful players that are coming through. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think it'll be a tight contest. Hopefully a lot of goal-scoring opportunities and an exciting game to watch.
Well, how good has Stacey been? I mean, she's only played 3 of the 6 games. 5 goals she scored, and she put on a clinic on Thursday night. She's just been in stellar form, hasn't she?
She doesn't need a lot of many opportunities to create something. You can see even some of those backhand crosses across the goal that haven't quite gone in are so close. So I think the Falcons are going to need to come up with a pretty good game plan to shut that down, which will be difficult for sure.
Well, the Falcons have got some lovely blend of experienced and some exciting young talent in their team too. And it's going to be a cracking clash. So stay with us. We've got the grand final coming up at 2 o'clock between those two teams. But we do have half a hockey game here. And it's been a very even first half between these two sides. Just waiting for that half-time time allocation to run down to 0. We've still got 10 more seconds before things get underway here. And this is the last opportunity for all of these players to impress before the Vantage Black Sticks national squad is confirmed on the 16th of December. 25 players to be named. And we're underway with the Mavericks with the first possession. And that rain has eased right off for the meantime, but it's still just drizzling a tad. Well, in the end, that's worked out okay for Maddie Dow, and she's in space. This is Morrison back to Dow. Mavericks look to move it forward with a lot of urgency, and here's a chance right near the goal. And it's come off a Mavericks foot.
It's Fran Davies in the right position again, making that intercept. She's been pretty crucial for them back there.
Yeah, she and Megan Huller for the Falcons have been, it's incredible, Sam, how often they pop up in the right spot.
Yeah, and it's not by accident, you know. They both read the game really well. They get themselves into good positions. They also probably know the attackers inside out that they're playing against. So, yeah, they've both been doing really well back there.
Julia King can't catch up with that one. Kim Tanner with that attempted pass. Gives the Alpiners a chance to move it across to the other side of the field. Tinning looking to control that one, and she can't quite grab it. So Lucan will leave it for Davey to restart play. Amy Robinson can't link up. Oh, we haven't seen the best of Amy Robinson in this game. She scored a cracking goal yesterday. Really good effort.
Yeah, a lovely bit of individual skill, almost a copy of Liv Mary's goal that she'd scored earlier. But yeah, she did really nicely to put that one away. Good bit of elimination skills around the defenders, and then just on target with a bit of heat.
Morrison. But good tackle from Smith. Chop. Back to Smith. That's good work. Smith thinking of crashing it in. But in the end, it's an easy cutout here for Davey. Tanner to restart play.
See the Alpiners, they're electing to go with that same press. Tessa Drop just missing that one, but they are going to continue with that nice aggressive press because it gave them some good turnovers and created some good opportunities for them in the first half.
Yeah, which is good. It's good, isn't it? And it keeps those Mavericks players guessing at the back.
Yeah, absolutely. It puts them under a lot of pressure. I think if you've got a striker running at you pretty quickly, you want to make sure you've got an option on straight away. So yeah, they can continue to sort of put them under pressure with speed. It'll make it really difficult for them.
Crowley to Smith, can't catch up with that one. Substitutes thick and fast. Jacks the opportunity to come back on. Here's that press coming again from the Alpiners. Mary scurrying off over there to put some pressure on the Mavericks. And it's going to work again, isn't it?
Yeah, they're doing really well. And I think that's what Mark Borgers is talking about at halftime. You know, the Alpiners are probably controlling the game a little bit more than the Mavericks, and I think that comes down to their press and the way they're able to almost make the Mavericks do what they want just by the speed and the aggression that they're playing with when they don't have the ball.
Crowley. Leah Butt plays it in towards Wyam. Oh, Butt just got tangled up there. And unfortunately for the Alpiners, they couldn't get anything meaningful, but they did get the long corner. Davies. Now Tinning has it. Mary. Glacier sticks, but it goes to the Mavericks. The Alpiners still dominating the ball in this third quarter. Davey has it now for the Mavericks.
You can see even when the Mavericks do win the ball, the Alpiners are on them straight away, just like that. Kat Tinning winning the ball straight back.
Tinning into the circle, but it's gone against her. Cadell, good work there by Tinning to get it back, but a nice play from Cadell has Thompson. Thompson gives it up, but tries hard to make up for it. Davies over to the right now to Crowley. Just a little bit too much gas on that one from Anderson.
Good movement though. Alpiners just creating an overload there with their other defender, and they can get it out to Leah Butt on the wide right sideline. I think they'll be in for a good opportunity.
Nicely anticipated by Jop. Now there's an opportunity to get it to Mary. Willis coming forward. Good little stick there from Davey. Just stop the momentum, and Hunt can now control this in the corner. Free hit, those gone against her. And now Anderson takes it quickly. Good little play by, little period of play rather, from the Alpiners. Anderson gets it into the circle, or it's just come off the stick there of, no, it wasn't off Willis, so it's come back for a long corner. Easily cut out by King, and she takes no risks.
Yeah, well picked up by Julia, and probably a good option just to get it down the other end. The Mavericks have been under a lot of pressure back there, and it's hard to sustain that defence for a long period of time. So sometimes you just got to win it, whack it down the other end, see if you can put pressure on the Alpiners down the other end of the field.
Well, the Alpiners certainly dominating territory in this third quarter. Haven't managed to get a ball in the goal yet. Maybe that's about to change now. Olivia Mary not on the pitch at the moment. Thompson. Hunt. Being hounded by Wang, but Catley getting tangled up there with Belinda Smith. Now, for one of the rare times in this third quarter, we've had about half of this third quarter, we've seen the Mavericks the opportunity to move forward here.
Yeah, I think it's important that the Mavericks really try and be patient with the ball here, hold position, just build a few passes together, kind of give their defence a little bit of a break and see if they can put the Alpiners under some pressure at the other end.
Well, there's Davies with another great tackle. And she's off and running too. Wang tries to control a difficult bouncing ball, that one. Thompson back in defence now. Good pass from Thompson. King. Thompson again. It's Tuilotalava.
Again, Alpiners just making it really difficult for the Mavericks to get out, even with Lulu winning that ball there. That defender's right on her straight away.
That's a good play from King. Making some important plays. Now Tuilotalava. Catley chasing that one for the Mavericks. Whoops, that one's not gone to plan. So that's off a Alpiners stick. So here come the Mavericks now. Can they pinch a goal here? Take the lead against the run of play. Wow, Davies looking for a teammate. Couldn't find one.
No, it happens sometimes when you pass it round the back. Think you're on the same page. Doesn't quite work out, but lucky it's gone over the sideline and not to an attacker.
White trying to win it for the Mavericks. Tanner. Wang putting pressure on her. Marlowe again. The Sharks couldn't find a teammate. Anderson's on it. There's space here for Ambrosius. Gives a good ball. Challenging little ball, but Tanner's on it. Doesn't miss much, Kim Tanner. Nice little pass too to White. Cadell. And they're trying to win it, but Davies again.
Again, really impressive energy from the Alpiners in their press, you know, even if the one player has to chase between a couple, they just don't stop, and they've always got that support in from behind, and it's just converting into turnovers all over the park. So it's really good defensive pressure by the Alpiners.
Feels like the weather might be lifting now. Sam, what do you reckon?
Lifting for the grand final. It's exactly what you want.
Just give us certificates to be meteorologists. We know what's happening. Here's Hunt coming through with the ball. She's lost it though. Ambrosius gives a nice little pass to Wyam. Mary back in there in front of goal. If they can get it to her, Tuilotalava concedes the free hit. Now Tinning. Almost gets tangled up in the stick there of Tanner. So Kat Tinning again. Mary, Wyam, Ambrosius all waiting in the circle. If they can get it to her, one of those players.
Yeah, Mavericks doing a pretty decent job at defending the edge of the circle. So Alpiners have that attacking position, but they're actually not able to enter the circle because the Mavericks are just blocking that up really nicely.
It's been a feature of the Mavericks' defence pretty much all tournament. Again, that pass just going to an Alpiners player. Good tackle. Nice tackle there from Marlowe. King. Kim Tanner. Inside the last 3 minutes now of this third quarter. Calder. Oh, Mary might get this. This could be interesting. Mary reverses it, and the stick from the Mavericks. Concedes a long corner. Tinning. Gives it up. And the Mavericks get it again. It's been a real pattern of this third quarter, hasn't it, Sam? We've been kind of, someone's put a big wall up on halfway, and we've been playing in the Mavericks half.
Oh, absolutely. The Mavericks really struggling at the moment just to connect with their attack. And saying that, here goes Amy Robinson.
Robinson, down the left she goes. Sharks now in the corner. She needs some support over there. She still has it with Robinson. But nicely done by the Alpiners once more.
Yeah, you'd have to say the defensive units of both teams have been really impressive in this game so far. I think, both attacking units have tried to string passes together and win PCs, but defensively, yeah, both teams have been really impressive.
Well, each team, I'm sure, will be keen to somehow create an opportunity in these last seconds of the third quarter. Maybe the Mavericks are to be that team. Lucan. Robinson. Can't link up with Rose Cadell. Davey Cadell flicks it into the circle. But again, there's nothing but an Alpiners player there. It was Crowley that time. Mavericks have got it. But it goes against them. Just on 30 seconds to go.
You can see a little fatigue, bit of fatigue starting to settle in too. So I think the players will really enjoy that 2 minutes at three-quarter time, kind of try and figure out what it is they're going to do to change sort of the way of the match. Can they create a few more opportunities by changing up what they do?
Thompson crashes it in, but that will not be allowed. And that might just about do it for quarter number 3. Crowley looks like she's playing for the hooter, and there it goes. So, three-quarter time, and still the stalemate continues between these two teams in the third and fourth place playoff match. It's 0-0. Well, both teams not lacking effort, are they, Sam?
No.
They're all trying out there, 100%.
Yeah, and I think the Alpiners certainly had the better of that at that quarter, and I think had they been able to convert an opportunity, that would have been quite disappointing for the Mavericks, put them in a bit of a back foot position, but it's still all even up. I think the Mavericks probably just need to figure out what they're going to do differently. They're not able to get out of that press at the moment. They're really struggling to connect going forward, so they're going to have to change something in this last quarter if they want to create, and I think the Alpiners just keep doing what they do. Something will pop open for them at some point.
It's really interesting too, because of course they, at some point, one of these teams you'd think is going to have to roll the dice. Yeah. But will they? I mean, there's a game of chess going on here, and you're better off really leaving it to the last minute or giving it a crack. And those stats are fairly even We've only had 3 shots on goal in the game, which is quite remarkable. Possession's pretty much even as well.
Yeah, it might be a little bit of a stalemate in terms of tactics. I think I'd say the Mavericks would probably be first to pull their keeper just based on the fact they aren't creating much at the moment, and so they do need that extra player to create that opportunity, whereas if the Alpiners keep doing what they're doing and still get the ball into the circle, they don't necessarily need to take that keeper off. So if one of the teams is going to do it, I'd expect it to probably be the Mavericks first, and they played for a whole quarter yesterday, I think, without a goalkeeper, so they had a little bit of experience.
That's right, they did. They played, yeah, and it's a pretty brutal and risky strategy, playing without a keeper for that long.
Yeah, it's tough, and you like to say it doesn't change the way you play, but as a defender you are aware of the fact there's no one behind you, so I think you do start to change the way you play a little bit. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see whether either team opt to make that decision early on.
Well, we still have both keepers on at the moment. O'Hanlon in there for the Mavericks. 61 games for the New Zealand team, of course, and Kirsty Nation for the Alpiners. King. Will either team throw caution to the wind, or are we going to a shootout to decide 3rd and 4th place here in the Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League for 2020? Mackay Stewart, Anderson, Dow. Anderson gives up the free hit. And just when we think the rain is gone, it's back again. You know it. Close call as they played it back right in front of the face of goal there, Sam.
Yeah, again, you can see the Alpiners are keen to get that central striker out, put a lot of pressure on those defenders, and it does put that defender under pressure. You know, one little mistrap, poor first touch. It'll be the likes of Olivia Mary that are on it straight away, so they're going to need to be really careful if they're going to play the ball around the back there.
Davey tries to get it over the stick there of Tessa Jopp, but Davies is there. What a tournament she's had, and Tessa Jopp. Now Mary. One-on-one here with Tanner, but Mary can't control it. Well, that was a shame for the Alpiners.
Yeah, great little intercept there by Franner, and she's actually getting up to support as well, so if Liv makes that shot, it might be Fran Davies the one getting the touch in front of goal.
Well, Tanner and King getting in trouble here as Wyam comes into the circle. Can't get it to Mary. Mary's got it now. Can't get a swing on it, though. Still there. Mary's lost her stick, and now she concedes the free hit. Well, it was like she was, I don't know, playing with one arm there, Mary.
Yeah, you can see very scrappy, very desperate in front of the goal, which you want to see, you know, bodies and sticks flying all over the place. And it's easy to kind of get into that mindset when you're down and rushing, but I think it's going to be really important that all the players just stay composed, and if they do have that opportunity in front of the goal, just to sort of take their time, keep the stick on the ball and get it going at the goal.
Good work from Julia King, and there's going to be a card there for Jessie Anderson. That's really good play from King. Smart play.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing there. She'll play it into that player, and it'll be interesting to see if the Mavericks can make use of this extra player they have. I think they really need that at the moment, try and swing the momentum of the game a little bit, so hopefully they can make use of it. 2
minutes for Anderson on the sideline. Now Thompson in an attacking situation. And unfortunately, it just didn't quite go to plan for Liz Thompson there. So it's going to be Alpiners' ball.
They probably haven't got Liz Thompson the ball enough in those situations today. I think if you look at some of the opportunities the Mavericks have had, a lot of them have been come from, you know, Liz Thompson and Rose Cadell sort of entering the circle with the ball on their stick, but hasn't been able to happen today. I think the Alpiners have shut that down really well.
Wang getting past Maddie Dow and keeping her footing too. Brittany Wang, good ball into the area, but it's Liz Thompson who comes away with it. It's been turned over, and now Jopp. Oh, she tried to link up with Mary there, and Mary just couldn't quite get into a clean bit of green pasture.
You feel like it's so close for the Alpiners. Some great opportunities, great strength on the ball there from Brittany Wang, just to use her body to get across that defender.
Tuilotalava off the pass there from Jacques. Still there, and it's Sharks again. So Sharks will win a long corner.
Mavericks maybe asking for a PC there over the baseline.
Didn't get one. Hunt crashes it in, but no one there at all.
Again, that's that far post, you know. They've got that player on the spot, but they need that player just sitting there on the far post. So many balls come across there, and I think we'd have a couple of goals if we had a few people sitting there.
Well, Jesse Anderson hasn't come back on, but we can tell you that the Alpiners are back to full 11 players with Hayley Cox coming on. Tinning. Well, but that was a tough one for her on the backhand side. And now Sharks coming on again. Exactly 10 minutes to play. As Davey goes back to Thompson. Hunt. Thompson thinking about just going for it. Sharks well gathered from her. Oh, White. Just couldn't catch up with that one.
Yeah, just those little errors starting to creep in. It happens. They'll be pretty knackered, these girls. They've been working hard, so just that little bit of extra attention on that first touch in that trap.
Well, this is their 4th game in 5 days. And it's important, these games, as Cox comes forward. Nice pass. Now the Alpiners into the circle. That's Ambrosius. It's gone through. Here's a chance. O'Hanlon takes no chances. And they clear it through Davey.
Yeah, pretty crucial touch there by Grace O'Hanlon. You can see as the ball just comes across here, she's able to get out and shut that down pretty early.
Yeah, it was Margot Willis who was prowling at the near post. Calder. Here's Kai Stewart. And that's come off an Alpiners stick. So Mavericks ball. We will have a shootout if there's a 0-0 or we end tied. We will have a shootout. So best of 3. Maybe. I don't know, Sam. I'm just not convinced we'll get there to a shootout just yet. I reckon there'll be a goal before the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, 8 minutes is a long time. Neither team electing to pull their keeper at the moment, but just thinking about it now, I know Grace O'Hanlon does love a shootout, so maybe the Mavericks would actually back themselves in that situation and just play it out the draw and maybe see if they can take the win with the shootout. Who knows?
Here's King. Well, we don't know if Kirsty Nation feels the same way. But you know, as a keeper though, most keepers would be like that, wouldn't they? I mean, they're in their element there, aren't they?
I think you have to be in your element. You have to love it, the challenge of just taking a striker on one-on-one. And, you know, it's expected that the striker should probably score the goal. So if you make a save, huge boost to your confidence. So I think she'll secretly love it as well.
Well, we'll see if we get that far. As White wins a free hit. Cadell lurking near the circle's edge to Ilotalava. And again, it goes against the Mavericks. So Davies can clear. Now a bit of pressure here. Well, that's composed play. Oh, it has actually been turned over. Now Cadell has it. She can just sneak it past that player, but Job salvages the situation. Oh, the Mavericks had a half chance there.
Yeah, and it's those half chances that they really have to start turning into, you know, proper opportunities, shots on goal, PCs.
Cracking pass from King. Now Cadell can turn and run. Leaves it back for Liz Thompson. Oh, Liz Thompson was trying to get over. There's a free player on the circle's edge there. And it was White. She couldn't get her the ball. Job. Nice turn. Wyam is open. Ambrosius is up there. There's a player open. It's Willis in the centre. O'Hanlon shuts down the angle and it's a penalty corner. Good play from the Alpiners.
Yeah, and just changing up the way they enter the circle, you know, there's been a lot of passing and dribbling probably around the circle edge, and then just electing to actually crash the ball in, put the defenders under pressure. Grace has made a good save, but onto a foot, so good opportunity for the Alpiners here.
So, here are the Alpiners, but Mary's on the sideline. Let's repeat those stats. The Alpiners have scored 8 goals in the tournament, but only 1 from a penalty corner.
You can see a little bit of confusion.
Yeah, that's true. I was just thinking, what are we going to do?
But sometimes these are the corners that go in, you know, the ones that are maybe less planned. And
well, let's see what happens here. It's deflected away, and it's another penalty corner.
Yeah, good run from Liz Thompson. We've actually seen some great first running lines from a lot of the defensive penalty corner units. A lot of those drag flicks, hits and sweeps have been run down by those first runners, so it's great to see.
So Ambrosius going over to inject it again. Amelia Calder hovering out the back. She was the target for the last one. Here's the delivery. It's Calder again. Leaves it to Belinda Smith. That was the play that worked for them yesterday, but they couldn't execute it this time.
Yeah, just a little bit wide of that player. Just need to be a little bit further in.
Another torrential downpour just upon us here. Just in time for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah, both teams will have to change the way they're playing a little bit. I think they'll have to shorten the game up a bit. Maybe play a few more give and go passes, short passes, move the ball around a bit more. But as the rain gets harder, the turf kind of gets a little bit more flooded. Some of those longer balls won't be able to open up for them.
Tanner. Still both keepers on the field at the moment. Still Strutt. Now Davey. Come off the foot there of Emily Wyam. Davey looks for Rose Cadell. Too many Alpiners players in the way. Oh, it's been turned over. And great little outlet pass there to Kat Tinning. 1-on-1 here with Tanner. Willis on her left. There's Willis. Here's a big chance for the Alpiners. It's saved by O'Hanlon. Still there for the Alpiners. Penalty corner now. Yeah. Well, that was the best opportunity of the game right there.
Yeah, Kat Tinning did really well, just held the ball, passed it there to Margot Willis. She'll be disappointed she maybe didn't get the ball possibly on the ground into that far post, but PC gives them another opportunity. She's done well here just to win that.
Well, there we are. Margot Willis has got 1 goal in the tournament so far. And now another penalty corner with 4:26 to play. Mary still not on the pitch. I don't think Fran Davies is either at the moment. Here's the chance for Steele. Another penalty corner was played onto the foot. So, the Mavericks getting hounded by penalty corners right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Fran and Liv are both off. No matter how much planning the coach seems to do with those sorts of things, it's funny how often it can happen. But it gives it a good opportunity for some of these younger girls to step up.
So Ambrosius to deliver again. Here she goes. And it's going to be Phoebe Steele. Whoops. Oh, there is Davies. In fact, Davies with a reverse stick shot. It's wide. And it was off the back of the stick. It's interesting to see Davies not taking that one, Sam.
Yeah, maybe just electing for the drag flicker there. Keeps the keeper on her feet, maybe opens up a bit more of the goal.
Well, it was about half a metre wide. And Jarks has made an important stop there. Lulu to Ilotalava. Robinson putting in the hard yards, trying to get there, but Davies is quick too. Tuilotalava trying to win it with a flat stick tackle. She gets the free hit as well.
But heated in these last couple of minutes is what you like to see.
Here's White playing it in. Catley, here's a chance. Tuilotalava gets the goal with 3 minutes to play, and the Mavericks take the lead.
Just see Kelly Hudson checking in with her other umpire here to make sure she hasn't seen anything. But really great shot from Bree Catley here. You can just see using the top of the circle, hitting it off her back foot, which is not an easy skill, but Lulu in a great position just to fire that one away. Great connection into the bottom corner of the goal. So we've had a bit of a swing around here.
It was great work by Catley to get the initial shot away, and the goal has been confirmed. So the Mavericks have only had 2 shots on goal in the game, and that was one of them.
Yeah, you'd say that it's a little bit against the run of play, but that's sometimes hockey. You can see the Alpiners here have now taken their keeper off, so they'll be throwing everything at the Mavericks to try and get that goal to equalise.
Well, that was the first goal of the tournament or the championship for Tuilotalava, and an important one. It might have just snatched third place. And here they are. As you just said, Sam, there's no goalkeeper for the Alpiners, and the Mavericks are in the right end of the field, and they have possession. Will they try and get a second? And it's gone against Rose Cadell. Tinning will play it forward. Mary. Drop back a bit deeper into the field, and now Anderson's onto this one. Plenty of Mavericks players back, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 back there.
Yeah, and a great tackle from Alia Jacques there. Just a nice little reverse hand steal. Not easy to do at speed, but she made it look very easy. Well,
Unfortunately, Woods had just jumped off the back of her stick there. So the Alpiners now have, 2 minutes to find an equaliser, get themselves into a position to find an equaliser. Thompson, though. Cadell. Robinson coming out of the circle up front. Thompson powering forward. They can get the ball to Thompson. No. Just too tight to the baseline there from Amy Robinson. Well, that was a rush of blood to the head from Crowley. She just turned the ball over to the Mavericks.
Yeah, particularly given a lot of the Mavericks players had run forward then, so she'd been able to link up with one of her Alpiners players. They might have actually found themselves in an outnumbered situation in their attack.
So Cadell plays it infield for Amy Robinson. And this is all soaking up time as well.
Yep.
Just over a minute left, Sam.
Yeah, so it's interesting to see what teams do here, particularly when there's no goalkeeper. Do you hold it in the corner in a nice safe position and try and run the clock down, or do you score another goal and make it even harder?
Well, now they might just do that latter option from this long corner. Or is Davey going to seek the safety of the corner again? Looks like that's exactly what's going to happen. Goes against Davey this time. Mary sweeps it downfield. Cracking ball, wasn't that, from her to Wang. Wang perhaps just needed to hold it up there. I know time is ticking away, 30 seconds. Did have a few seconds up her sleeve as King. She might just whack it downfield, she has, but it's been picked off by Crowley. Now, who's onto this one? Sharks, good play. Tuilotalava. Yeah, good play. Look at Cadell's in space. Amy Robinson's up front, ahead of her. Cadell looks for her now, but she perhaps delayed that pass just a touch long.
Yeah, she'll be disappointed with that one, I think, but...
Won't matter. Won't matter. And 7 games of hard toil for these women have come to an end. Tight match. Tight match has gone the Mavericks' way with that goal in the last quarter to Lulu Tuilotalava for the Mavericks, and they've won it by 1-0. Tough match, but some good hockey played by both teams.
Yeah, I think both teams performed really well defensively. It made it difficult for either team to get a lot of opportunities. Probably would have liked to see a little bit more up front from both teams, but well defended. And I think the Alpiners were pretty disappointed. I think they controlled most of the game, particularly that second half, and Mavericks just getting one maybe a little bit against the run of play there.
Yeah, there we are. Sure, both teams will be pleased after getting absolutely smashed by the weather in the game as well. We'll be back to wrap up the game in just a moment.
A new home is one of life's great adventures. Sentinel will help you enjoy the journey. Sentinel Homes. Design, build, enjoy.
Introducing the new Ford Escape ST Line X. Packed with the latest features so you can get moving, do more and go further. Now available with the Ford Assured Future Value Finance offer. Simply pick your payment plan and at the end of the term choose if you want to keep your Ford Escape, return your Ford Escape or upgrade to a new Ford. Easy. Ford. Bring on tomorrow.
Well, here we are at Hamilton. Let's check out the stats. The CCL Stats Central scoreboard. Just the one goal in the game. Only 7 shots on goal in the contest. And just one succeeding. No penalty corners at all for the Mavericks in the game. But it was one for the purists, this one, with very few opportunities for either team in this contest. But I'm sure one player who's happy is Liz Thompson. And she is with Matt Williams.
Liz Thompson, Hauraki Mavericks captain. It was a tough match today. How was the side able to hold their nerve and seal out the win?
I think just having good composure throughout the game. We've come back from behind in a few games and a lot of us have actually been quite close, so I think having the experience of knowing how to play our build-up hockey and make sure that we grind it out for the full 60 minutes.
And it's been a long 2 weeks. What was your experience in the first Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League like?
I think it's been really enjoyable, the challenge of coming together as a group really late in the piece and sort of learning and developing over the tournament has been a really cool experience. I think when we look at how we've gone from game 1 to this third and fourth playoff here, we've really grown as a team, which in a short space of time is quite impressive. So yeah, for all the teams I think they've certainly improved and played some good hockey over the course of the tournament.
Thanks and all the best.
Cool, thank you.
And Fran Davies, captain of the Southern Alpiners. The side showed some great improvements throughout the week and played some inspired hockey today. How proud of you are you of your team?
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of us. We came from, as Hockey New Zealand said, the black horses, and I definitely think that we brought it to every single team and every single match we stood up, and yeah, I would say we probably could have won almost every match, but at the end of the day the Mavs took it to us and they slotted it in the goal.
And how did you find the first Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League? What was the experience like for the team?
I think it was pretty cool. I think everyone loved it and everyone was here raring to go. We had a few setbacks. This was, I think, the third tournament that we got there in the end. But I think everyone loved it. Yeah, it was cool that we stayed at the Uni of Waikato and we all were together as teams, so it was pretty cool.
Thanks and all the best.
Thank you.
There we are, Fran Davies, captain on the day for the Southern Alpiners. So it's the Mavericks that take third place with a 1-0 win. But stay with us in about 25 minutes. We have the grand final between the Northern Tridents and the Central Falcons. We'll have that live for you in 25 minutes. We'll see you then.
The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League is proudly brought to you by Hockey New Zealand in association with Sentinel Homes, Vantage Windows and Doors, Computer Concepts Limited, Sky Sport, your home for hockey, and Sport New Zealand. The Sentinel Homes Premier Hockey League, live